Nice cool tent, huh? Actually, the weather's been pretty good. We've been pretty fortunate, right? Good to see everybody, or at least most of everybody still got the mask. All right, I'm not really, as normal, I don't usually say too much at the beginning. I'm pleased with the work. I'm glad we're here. It's great to be, I'm like Andy, I like to be away at training camp, so we're in our element, which is great. So with that, I'll open it up.
Hey, Coach, you had said during OTAs, I remember I asked you how excited you were to get Bolton and Willie Gay out here, and you expressed some enthusiasm for that to happen. 2 days now with pads on, and obviously with Willie suffering a concussion, but besides that, where is your enthusiasm now since you've seen them out here?
Yeah, listen, I'm excited about all the guys. You know, I don't like to point out, too. I know their names come up a lot because they're both young, and Nick we just got this year. But I will say this, both of those guys work as hard as anybody else on the defense. So real pleased, real pleased.
What about Devin Key? What are you seeing out of him?
I tell you what, Devin Key is, I think Brett Veach and his guys did an excellent job identifying him. He's an undrafted free agent. But I think he's an instinctive guy. He's in tune to everything. We got him playing a couple of spots just to find out what he's all about. And really impressed right now. We'll see what he does in a game. We preface all these comments, right, by the fact that we can't do anything live, really, and it's not a game. But right now, I think he's doing a nice job.
Position you can move Legarius around from the slot to the outside.
Yeah.
How do you feel just about the group in general and the way that the guys are able to...
About the whole group?
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, that's a challenging thing that I'll start with Legarius, what he's doing, to play inside most downs, and all of a sudden when we change a package, he's outside. But he's handled it real well. If you guys remember last year, he was outside at the beginning, got hurt. When we brought him back, we wanted to get the best 11. That was hard learning nickel in the middle, but he's doing an excellent job. The whole group, obviously, is led by Tyron, and he keeps those guys together. I really like watching the guys that haven't been here before, Mike, and I know DeAndre Baker's been here, but he hasn't been out there a lot because of the injury. So it's all coming together. It's going to take a while. We're early in the process, but happy with the way those guys are working.
Last time we talked, you were talking about Chris Jones and trying to figure out maybe what the best way to use him was.
Yeah.
Did you learn anything through the first week or whatever at camp, including a couple of practices and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, listen, we're going to try to when we think or know they're going to run it, we're going to try to have the most stout guys out there we can. That doesn't always work out that way. But Chris is going to have to play multiple spots, just the way it is. We have that. You know, Turk's going to have to do the same. Mike Dana's probably going to have to do the same thing. So the more flexible we can be, especially with big guys, the better off we'll be. Now, our defense has quite a bit of volume, and so there's a challenge in learning two spots. But I think Chris has handled it pretty well to this point.
Seems like he's been switching the end positions where Clark is sometimes on the right and then switch to left. That seems to be new. What are you looking for in the mix?
Yeah, not real new. Some packages will have that, you know, and some won't. It just depends on what I call what we're looking to get, and it's really dictated by what the offense brings out.
That outside position across from Ward and the nickel between Hughes and Baker and it looked like Fenton yesterday is just enough for grabs open competition.
It's probably a good way to say it right now, and it is good competition right now. Now, DeAndre wasn't out there today, but all three of those guys are working hard. Rashard takes on the added responsibility of having to play some nickel. The other two guys stay out there the whole time, but pleased right now for what those three guys are doing.
How do you challenge Tyrann Mathieu this year, given how much success he's had the last 2 years with you? How do you keep pushing him forward?
Yeah, he's really not that easy to. I mean, it's not that hard to challenge because he wants a challenge. Like, he embraces the challenge. I mean, you know, I might send him a video of himself and say, "What do you think?" I try to challenge him with what he's seeing. Those kind of guys, those elite. You know, he's one of those elite players. In a lot of ways, they challenge themselves. They find things to do out there. I mean, sometimes I swear you'd have to ask him if he does this, but sometimes I swear to God he waits a little bit, lets the receiver beat him, and then plays catch up because that's challenging him more. I think those guys challenge themselves really good.
Steve, for a guy like Nick Bolton, how difficult is it for a rookie in this position to grasp the playbook enough to where you trust him enough to put him on the field?
Yeah. Real difficult. I think Matt House and Alex, Coach Flagel's here. I think those guys are doing a terrific job with him. He's another guy, young guy, right? First year in the system, and he's playing more than multiple spots, but he's doing a really good job. Sometimes when that happens, their feet, you know, you get the brain cluttered, right? Ties up their feet a little bit. He doesn't seem to do that. He doesn't know everything mentally right now, but he's still making a lot of plays out there, so that part's good.
We're going to talk to Turk Morton a little bit later. Just discuss the defensive line. Turk Morton a little later.
Yeah.
When it comes to the defensive line depth, how pleased are you with the way they're, you know, being behind Chris?
Yeah, you know, listen, the D line is the hardest one for me because of the way we practice, right? All teams have to do that now. Now today, we got after it a little bit. I haven't seen the film. But listen, in all defenses, you know, ours included, it all begins up front. I think the more solid you can be up there, the more depth you can be there, the better off you're going to be as a defense, I think. Coach Reed says it all the time. It's about the bigs, and it'll be about the bigs there. I'm glad we got the guys we got, Jay Reed, the whole crew. They're working. I need to watch the film again. There were some things I weren't real happy about, so I'm hesitating here, you know, but I'll know when I watch the tape.
Come in and said that, boy, we're adding stuff, we're going to be able to do a lot of things. Will you look different to the idiots like us in the media when we see you during the season? Do you look appreciably?
You're not giving yourself enough credit, number one. I don't know that I don't think it's going to look any different. We're hoping that the little tweaks that we have will make a difference because there's some areas we need to get better in, and that's what we're hoping for. But listen, to their credit, to the players' credit, there is a little bit more volume, but you do that when you have guys returning, and I think that helps us be a better defense.
Andy, as an offensive guy, coaches quarterbacks is not concerned about interceptions, but you as a defensive guy, especially like when your linebackers are making plays, how big is that just for you, for the individual player, but also just setting a tone this time of year that your defense is doing?
Yeah, listen, a turnover, we all know about the turnover stats and how they relate to winning in this league. And if we can create those, we'll be a better football team. I think a turnover, now we're competing against our offense, but a turnover gets everybody fired up. Right? Maybe not the guys in the red jerseys right now, but as far as the team goes. So when that happens, you know, I'm as pumped up as everybody. We're competing. You know, they like it when they get a touchdown. Here's the only thing that strikes me intriguing here with the fans. I hear loud roars when they complete a pass. They're not quite as loud when we pick the ball off or when they incomplete it, or that's just me.
Following up on the Tyrann Mathieu point where you said he kind of maybe like baits a little bit with the quarterback. In the course of your career, it's been a long time. How rare is his football IQ as far as what you see?
No, that's very rare. You don't get a lot of guys like him. But I tell you what it does. Because he's like that and embraces it, you see that the other guys around him who might not normally have taken on the mental part of it, chin to the hairline. I see more guys doing that. That's a huge help. Players tend to respond a little bit better to players than they necessarily do to some old guy telling them what to do.
With Willie Gay, are you seeing maybe the benefit that he would have had from the offseason like last year?
No question. Yeah, the OTAs in the offseason for Willie was huge. I'm hoping, you know, going through this whole process, we can get back to normal football, normal offseason, and he can even grow better. But love his energy. I mean, you guys see him and have talked to him. He loves ball. That's a good thing. Good place to start. Good. Yeah.
We get to talk with Charlton here shortly, and I know he was having a pretty good year last year before the injury. How confident are you that he can step right in based on his health and
You
can
talk
pick up
what
where
you're
he left
talking
off?
about, right?
Correct.
Yeah. It would hurt that we lost him. Anytime you lose edge rushers, that sets you back a little bit. The guys that stepped in there, I thought, did a nice job. And he's working through it. You know, we got some guys with some injuries last year that it doesn't just run back out there and you're back to square one again. So I think he's fighting through that. We'll see where he gets to. We're glad we got him. Good? They're waiting on me up top. Appreciate you.